Alright, just need to snap that into there, so that'll do for now. Yeah. Look at me, I have 6 blueprints. Truly, I am the best player of this game ever. Although I'm not too happy with 3 of them, but you know. What are you going to do? Hello there everyone, it's I'm@3. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. Just chilling by my power plant. But yeah, we've got some things to be doing. So yeah, so I've got a couple of big steps today. I think well, I've been running some research off screen, so things have been ticking along quite nicely. But I will start to pick this one up. Then this one is automatically, and then this one is automatically. So yeah, we're getting space. I'll also get energy weapons, so I can actually get the laser turrets. And I guess personal defense laser is probably a good one to pick up as well. So, getting a few things started tech-wise, just kicking them out there. You can see that Factorio is already greatly depleted compared to what it was before. And well, that's because I have been playing off-screen for a little bit. And you can probably tell by the fact that the loss is planned out now about things, including the upgraded rail plans. This is going to get sorted out. There's things over here that are going to get built out. There's a bunch more stuff down here. This is actually turned into its own mini factory section. It's currently operating at minimum standard at the moment, but let's continue onwards. Because we do have a comment from last time as well, which I'm going to read in a moment, but Vehicle Bay tank's been very busy. It's almost got killed a couple of times, honestly. But that's because I have been doing something that Happy A first suggested in the comment as well, but I was already on it. So that was expanding the biter protection area, so drive them back so that they weren't bothering my base as much. And I've mostly done that. I've stamped them out within immediate vicinity for the most part. There's just a few bits here and there. They're getting a little bit, trickling a little bit close. That one's kind of close. That one's kind of close. But the rest of it's all doing okay. But we are ready for some of our bigger goals here. What I want is a building that should be in here somewhere, which I know is incredibly specific. What can I say? I'm an incredibly specific guy. I thought I was building what I'm looking for, but odds are I've just probably lost it in the tangle. Yes, I lost it in the tangle. Rubber bolts. Give me 10 rubber bolts, please. Yes. So, got a few bits to lay out. I've got some belt. I've got. I need some more belts. Okay. I might as well start with the comments actually while I'm doing this. Jeez. Slightly fractured start. Yellows, but we will actually be very shortly stop using yellows. I'll grab another couple of them there. Also, while I'm here, actually, I didn't point this out last time because I hadn't installed it last time, but I have actually got. I've got logistics set to this, so the plan is to replace these guys with logistic requesters eventually. Then this will be able to pull yellow circuits out of the rest of my network to be processed into the next tier stuff. But I don't want this to be flooded, so this is just like a very simple thing. Like when the storage says it's got a stack of yellow, this instead stops, so it will stop feeding in new ones, and then anything else can be pulled in because I'll unlock the rest of the storage. In fact, I can do that now, like that, you see. And it doesn't care, the inserter just stops running. Nice little convenient bit of... I keep wanting to say redstone, I don't know why, I've not played Minecraft in a long time. A little bit of a logistics network doing the thing over there, yes. Anyway. Train, you have served me well. Soon you will not be required, though I haven't actually laid in the blueprint to feed past you yet. Your replacement infrastructure is almost here, though. Just warning you, dear train. Yes. Comment for Happy A for. Looks like you will be using vehicles a lot. Kinda, yes. May I suggest the vehicle snap mods? It'll also correct your vehicle angle if you're not actively steering. Default 16 degrees feels quite nice, and driving perfectly straight is so much easier. For us watchers seeking driving to every second obstacle maybe entertaining, but for you as the player, it will get annoying fast, so give the mod a try. I had a look-see, and the most recent updated one I could find and get my hands on was like 1.6 for some reason. Don't know why. Also, this should be feeding, it's not. Ah, there's a little gap in the thing there. Yeah, I've got bare minimum construction running on some of this stuff. Not fully laid out, but that will happen very soon because you can probably tell what's going to happen next. But yeah, I had a look, didn't find a version that was compatible, and so I decided, you know what, since I also don't have the base mods, I don't have the base achievements and things, it's just like, I'll leave it be, and I'll worry about it if and when it becomes a thing. But for now, though, what I want is to get this section kicking because it is bot time, as you can quite plainly see. These guys are also hooked up to logistics networking, just so you know as well. In this case, they're both on this one here, but this one is read all the active bots in the network, and then this one is set to supply the network with 500 logistics bots, and this one is set to feed it with 1,000 construction bots, and then again they'll disable once I've got that many in the network. I'll modify these numbers later as and when I get more stuff. It's just that right now, while the network is small, there's no point in overloading it with too much stuff as is. So yeah, just get it started and it'll start to feed as soon as I get a provider. Actually, I didn't actually grab a provider chest to actually let this network get started. Yeah, I'll do that shortly. Anyway, yeah. Vehicle placement mod. I'm not going to play with it because I want to get the achievements for this one as well, so it's like modless. Crashing things isn't a big deal. And the only issue with it up to this point, honestly, was the fact that, it broke my car and it breaks my buildings. Bot network, it can rebuild the buildings, so that's okay. The car is kind of retired now because I've got the tank, and the tank has a 250 hit point energy shield on it. So, as I mentioned last time, it doesn't care when it actually gets into a crash very much, barring unfortunate circumstances. So, you know, my tank is good. My tank is great. My tank doesn't care or sweat the little stuff. It's part of the reason why I got it. Though actually, there was something I wanted to note about the tank as well. Last time I felt I was slightly underwhelmed by the performance of the tank's main gun, and it turned out I was actually quite. I had quite good reason to be slightly underwhelmed. It wasn't as effective as I remembered, and it turned out I'd forgotten. Well, or rather, I hadn't really noticed that the first upgrade ballistics-wise you can get for the cannon actually gives it a 90% damage boost. So, you know, that's odd thing there. Odd thing there. Now, yeah, you can tell this is kind of a slower episode, can't you? Anyway, military, damage. Here we go. So, everything is jumping up to 100%. Cannon, 90%. It didn't exist before this level 5, so it was at 0%. So it suddenly almost doubles in damage, just for having that. So, yeah. What can you do? Well, you can enjoy the carnage, that's what you can do. But, so, you know. That's going on. This sign will be revealed, but anyone who spots this from the Discord, yeah, it's because of the Discord I actually wrote this. The factory must grow. Yes, very good. Oh, was it? Oh, wait, there was some construction waiting to be done there. Good bots, you're already doing the thing. Most excellent. Now they're confused though because there's no storage yet. I need a way to get the bots up past this area. But that's kind of why I've left gaps in many places around the base as well, just like, you know, make sure I've got ready access for this kind of stuff. But the thing I need though is I need one of those. Actually no, I might as well just grab half a stack and say we're good. So, there you go. That gives it supply. It's outside of logistics range though, which is part of the reason I'm having to faff around just a little bit. If I get one over there, it'll be good. Okay. For that I will need red tunnels. Which I might as well just go and grab a couple. I am sorry, yeah. A couple, I say, when I take many red belts. I forgot I've actually got a stockpile ready for when things become available. Ready for doing the mass upgrade that's about to happen. So, there we go. Just have one in here. That should let things start to go, but we do need to get some storage and we need to stop this thing from massively overproducing on the reds. So just do that as well. That's all good, that's all good. Bish bash bosh. We're good. Just need to give the bots a place to start to empty their storage a little bit. If they need to, which, yeah. You know, let's put it by the sign. Let's put it here for now. And the bots are already moving. The bots are grooving. They're starting to do some stuff. Though what they're building, I'm not completely sure of. Oh, they're loading all of the storage chests into the new rail station. Yeah, this little guy is going to be replaced soon. Anyway, let's actually go ahead and give some instructions on these then. Let's tell it to update all of these. You know, while I was laying in all this stuff, I might as well have actually laid in the robotic ports so the bots would actually be building the network for me as well. That would have been a smart idea, wouldn't it? Then I could have truly just sit back and let them do it while I was answering the comments like I planned. But I did not because I'm an idiot. Also, apparently I never finished producing pump jacks? Question mark? Not that I really mind, because there is actually another thing that needs doing today anyway. That one is fine, that's fine, that's fine. That's all fine, that's all fine, that's all good. Okay. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah, that'll sort itself out. And then of course we replace these. And this will allow space for mass upgrades and using things. I just need to get it all set up properly. There we go. That's the majority of it, actually. Wow, I'm being disorganized today. As I find more stuff to pop you onto. Okay, so, while the bots are busy humming along, doing their thing, let's go ahead and... You know what? I need the network fully operational so they can actually properly get on a building spree. Give me a second. Alright, that should about do it. What it needs now is... well, that one. I neglected to realise I hadn't actually given it the keys to the kingdom. You know what, just for that, I'll give it that one as well. And then, yep, the bots can start spreading out and doing their stuff. Most glorious. I'm not even sure how many bots and things I've got anymore. Apparently I've got 155 construction bots. But, as they get the factory put together, that will start to increase. So, yep, here we go. Problem is I didn't build this factory from the start with the bot logistics grid in mind, so it'd be a bit jumbled within the confines of this area and scattered without. So what can you do? Not a lot. Not a lot. Also, uranium mining. We need some sulfuric acid, which just needs a bit of sulfur. Yeah, I'll just go and pick up. Oh, I need some water as well. If only I could carry water with me. Oh well, that's a shame. Anyway, yeah. We should continue on with the comment, because there was a second part to Happy Ape's comments. As we let our bots do wonderful things around us. So I think it will take a bit to come up to speed, because, well, what it needs is this area to be functioning to get things going. Right now it's stalled on electric motors. I'll have a look, see what the electric motors doing, so I might as well show you anyway. That was the little plant there, which is just doing the actual assembly machines things. And this is one very disjointed episode. You know what? Stop getting sidetracked. Do one thing at a time while the bots build around you. Comment. I think it should increase bias clearance radius around your base, especially south, since the lakes will spread pollution further than solid ground. Yeah, that's the part I mentioned back at the beginning. This is very true, and I have done that as well, and I've gone out and done that a bit off camera. My tank almost got wrecked, as I said a couple of times, but there we go. Maybe build a wall before going to space, since you will most likely not return to Novice for quite a while. While your pollution cloud will shrink when your base runs out of things to produce while you're away, the enemy expansions can get quite annoying to deal with remotely. Unless you can just send a tank or two to evict them, of course. I believe remote control of tanks is possible. Question mark. And then that's it. And training find path to destination. Why are you complaining? I haven't scheduled any track for demolition, so you shouldn't be... they've installed signals. Oh, those fiendish robots. How could they do that? Oh no. They put signals on the tracks. Oh, my poor train. Your job isn't done quite yet, so I need you to get moving, if that's entirely okay with you. Now, the whole get things set up before leaving, or it's like a wall, stuff like that. I mentioned that in my testing game I went heading off to space, right? And so there's a bunch of stuff I didn't actually sort out here on Norris before that. One of them was getting a wall or any kind of major defense. My plan was go to space, get the shiny thing, fly, turn around and come back. That was it. I went into space specifically to get the technology for recycling, if you want the specifics on it. But the thing is, because I was just like, this is a mess on game, I'm probably going to restart, I botched it altogether. These full bore assembly lines I've got going in for construction bots and stuff like that. This was all botched in. Red Science was botched in. Sorry, Red Science. No. Red Science, if that was botched in, that would be way back now. Red Circuits were botched in. Blue Circuits were botched in. The Space Launch Facility could manufacture barely on its own merits. There was a bit of a mall like this section here, building stuff, and then that was it. There was no major defensive fortifications. There was only there wasn't even like there's only maybe like half to 2/3 of this set up and operating. They're waiting on the power pole. There you go. They don't have access to the power poles yet because that's still a bit further over here. I'll be nice. I'll lay in a requisite roboports to get them over here to give them access to these, because they'll need these to keep going. Yeah. So I did that. Except I went to I think it was Novus. I went to the Storm Planet, right? And the thing is, of the initial planets, that's the most dangerous one to go to in terms of space debris and asteroids. So my pokey little ship went up there. It got there, but it got hammered on the way through. So off to a swimming start that. Then, because I had no materials or anything, I had to drop down to the surface of the planet anyway to find a ruin, to get the research technology. It was a big thing. Went down there, got the tech, but while I was getting the tech, what I didn't realise that was my ship was made out of basic parts, like the most basic parts possible, and it was being hammered to pieces by the asteroids in orbit. It couldn't defend itself, it couldn't repair itself, it couldn't save itself. It was just getting more and more damaged. But by the time I realised this, well, the autosave's already kicked in and I had no autosave left that would take me back here to Novice, back to the original planet. There was nowhere left for me to go and do that. So that was great. And that was also at a point where my base started to get attacked by biters as well through all of that. So yeah, the whole I didn't really put defenses in was an issue. I had construction bots. I had a network with some bots in it, and that was it. So basically I had to use my very limited production capabilities, jam in a larger bot network, jam in an ammo feed, jam in gun turrets right in the middle of a biter attack wave to save the base. Did that, saved it. They were chewing on some production machinery, so they weren't really going anywhere for a while. There was a lot of machinery they were trying to tear down. And then I had to start actually putting the defense together while I was away on another planet. So what was meant to be a short trip off-world, grab a shiny technology, come back, and yay, be happy, turned into about a 9-hour slog of me drip-feeding resources up to my spaceship in orbit to keep it from dying, me making sure to get hodgepodge defenses to my base on the homeworld, me getting the homeworld base actually fully functional in an automated way, because it was only barely functional at that point. Luckily it had the parts it needed to actually expand its own network capabilities, like it had access to storage chest production, it had access to roboports, it had access to power poles and inserters, but that was about it, really. But from there, I managed to automate the rest of it, build out, get major walls up, and so I was remote expanding this planet as well, entirely through what was robo network I had, all running off a single robo production machine, which is actually not bad because these things produce real quick. But there was only one of these guys feeding it, and this was being fed by only one electric motor plant. and so on it went. So everything wasn't working properly. It was all bodged together in the worst possible way, like absolute minimum function. What was I doing? I was fixing the train. Yeah, I got distracted. So that was fun. Yeah, that was my first space trip, and then to cap that trip off. You know the shiny tech I went and got it, and I came back to this planet, and then I was running around like patching up the base and making sure everything was actually working properly, getting some things in better production, that kind of thing. All well and good, yeah? But what I hadn't realised was that my shiny new recycling tech required local manufacturing conditions, and so I couldn't actually build the recyclers on this world. I had to build them back on the world I had just escaped from in a barely functional ship that only just survived the trip back to this world because it got torn to pieces. And several times it came back and it died en route with me on it, and so it entered the game. So, yeah, that was escaping from the other planet. And then the autosaves were again, so I didn't have an autosave back there. Because I spent a long time after that in my tank going around actually securing my base and making it safe. And then it's like, oh no, I can't build these things. The first chance I tried to build them, I couldn't. So it's just like, yeah. Mark III, you were very silly in that regard. And that was my first trip into space in Space Age. It was very poorly conceived, very poorly thought out, and it's part of the reason why in this game I've been so determined that I will do this right, get the base set up properly as we go, and I'll make sure everything is laid in and working on this end of things. Oops, hello. Yeah. Make sure everything's working on this side of things before I go, so that that will not happen again. Because once was quite enough, thank you. I want to actually be able to go and do stuff, and not worry about this base getting torn to pieces. Because that was a very real concern. I am sorry. I don't know why this has been cut off. I must have queued a dismantle. Oh, I know why. I think I queued dismantle command so I could go around doing turnkey, like turn this facility on, show you this facility, turn that on, show you that facility. And then I didn't. I just let it go. So yeah, this is my electric motor production. It does the engines and then motors 1-to-1 with lubricant, of course. So that's doing the thing. This is battery production. It will feed up to the mall and make actual power storage eventually. This is making the most important material in the universe, making all the lube. Then explosives. This isn't really going anywhere right now, but I plan to actually get a section dedicated to doing production of ammunition and things, because I do need to get more tank munitions laid in and sorted out. There you go. I need to get that sorted out, but that is again on the to-do list. It's in the future. And I think I will actually put a priority split on you. Say, go left, please. Have my bots been diligent and laid in another place for these to go? A little bit. I'll say priority right, please, because that's needed up north for future research purposes. Not needed down here right now. So, give me 4 more bots, please. Good, good. But we need bot production to be going full tilt, honestly. Priority right. Yeah. So this is just going to be nursing this for a minute. Oh, there was actually one last thing. There was another part of the comment which, before I went on that story, right? And that is, let's actually build one of these guys. That story is the whole remote control of tanks thing. So radars can search around them. Then roboports actually have a vision radius they confer once built, which can substitute for radars. They just don't have the more remote scanning options, so they can't do that. Then, if you've got remote, you can't do it to the car, but you can do it to the tank. There we go. And then I have full remote control over this guy. All well and good, right? But I mentioned roboports, I mentioned radars for a reason. The tank I left behind on my test game was actually very useful. It was very useful for stopping an inbound wave. Once I realised it could be remote controlled, I actually used it to stop a couple of attack waves, rather than having to slap up defensive turrets in the middle of the attack, and it's like, please get ammo over there fast enough. Didn't have to do that. But personal roboports, my tank was actually fitted with one in that game. It's not in this one. It was in that one. Personal roboports don't provide vision. The tank doesn't provide vision either. So, I discovered this as soon as I tried to leave my radar range. because it doesn't give vision, that means that you go into this mess and you're trying to fight out in this mess, so you can't actually attack outside of your total radar coverage, because like otherwise you can't tell where everything is, you can't tell what things are, you just see red blips and that, and you can't even see where your tank is properly, because that's not marked because it's your personal thing while you're driving it. So yeah, you just see an arrow and that's it. So it's like you can technically do it, but it's like you just can't see what's going on, really. The resolution is far too low, so it's not a recommended way to fight. Like, I couldn't tell if I was shooting at a large biter or a spitter. I couldn't tell if they were attacking at me, because you can't see that at all in the fog of war. It's just like, you know, doesn't work. So, you can remote control the tanks, but you have to be within your own base's vision to do it. Otherwise, there's not really much point. So, yeah. Anyway, that covers that, yeah. You guys are quite happily buzzing around doing your stuff, but the bots, they're chewing. I'll just leave them be, and I'll keep trying to get them producing faster. That's it. I'm sorry. I said a lot of stuff there. So I spent a while talking about it. I think I want some pumps. Okay, so this is an area we've not really been to yet. You can see where I laid in a new robot port to be installed for it, but this section is actually to something else. This is module production, and it is rigged up to go all the way up to tier 3 modules, so top rank stuff. But right now it has built a stockpile of basic ones. I did this off camera between episodes as well, as you can tell by the fact it's all backed up and ready to roll. But there is something else that I wanted to try and get a move on with today, which I mentioned at the end of the last episode, and that was quality. So I wanted to try and get quality production started last time. Unfortunately, I ran out of time, so, you know, but here we are now. Let's do that one there, yeah, and pull that one out and install here. So we're going to start just like modding this in as needed. So there's going to be one on the blue chip line over there, but that's not even started yet. The bots are still busy. This red chip is going to be set in as our first example here, and I'll just sort the rest out as we go. So output priority right, filter greater than white. So any red chips rolling off the line here will be checked, and if their quality is higher than basic tier, fill them off to the side and put them into storage elsewhere. So yeah, so that, and then a passive storage is usually a good way to go about it, and this will just store anything above that, but I will tell logistic filter that it wants to only accept the red, so that it doesn't actually get anything else dumped in it. So that's just making sure of that. So otherwise, if this was left by itself, bots would just dump whatever into this. So having some kind of filter will stop that from happening. And they won't actively try and drop red circuits here, but they will drop spare red circuits when they can. Also, that is not quite right. There we go. Seems that's a mistake in the blueprint. Oh well. That's not too bad. Okay, but yeah. Now the plan is just go to anything that's doing high volume output, grab my handy dandy chips, and do this to them. Yeah, that's it. That's all I want to do. And I'll do the same to these in map mode, and then just keep on going. Same thing over here, just like, yeah, making a whole bunch of chips and things, pull you off. I put a gap over here for it. I'm not sure. Let's adjust this one slightly so that we've got the gap here too. Because, you know, might as well. Convenience, right? Convenience. And then it's just going to be the same deal. So, getting a splitter. I can actually just copy the settings from this one over here. Just remember where it is. There it is. Right. Copy you. Straight into there. And then that'll just funnel things off to the side. And that's all I'm going to be doing. Just getting flows of materials. Full note, by the way. This won't give me basic materials. It won't because, well, I'm still running on basic furnaces, but these and steel furnaces don't actually have mod slots. For that, I'll need to be making the jump to electric furnaces. Electric furnaces I have actually built a decent stockpile of. So I've got like 250 in here. I'm going to need more than that though, so I'll uncap that for another to bring it to 500. That should help. Yeah, I've set that to make lasers, but it's going to take a sweet time doing that. But then I'll have access to some quality materials, at least, to allow me to actually go ahead and get some more materials laid out. So yeah, this one may make some gears, but probably won't make that many. It's going to get gears for the most part from elsewhere, because I'm going to install this on the actual production line for the circuit belts as well, because there's excess gear production there, and that's where the vast majority of gears are going to be made at the moment, while the belts are being put together. So, you know, convenient place. Just going to use it. Mostly claiming missing parts. Oh, that's why I never actually updated these chests. Did I miss any others, or is it just waiting? It says not enough materials, but I've got the materials there. Implies there's a logistics gap somewhere. Ah, there's one. This one's not been powered yet, so this one is not working properly. I'll go and sort that out myself. Wait, that should be fixed. That should be working. That should be able to do it. Yeah, it's got power poles and storage. Not so sure why that one's not worked then, because we have logistics networks and everything. Oh, I was going to say, oh, there's a gap, but there isn't, because our first one's connected, so that should all be working okay. And yes, I know this is not very neat. Ah, there's the gap. There's the gap. Okay. Okay. I've just been a silly billy. There's no... Well, there's a convenient power pole there, actually. Let's hijack that one. So, yeah, I did say the base wasn't really laid out with this in mind, so it's a bit hodgepodge getting the robot ports in place. Something I didn't mention before is I have two down here, so that these as being loaded, it won't fill with one type and then block the other one from being loaded into it, or anything like that. See, it just got laid down and suddenly all my bots are taking off, so they know where to go and get inserters and pylons for the most part. Yep, that's what they're after. Inserters and pylons and things. So that was the thing they were wanting. Good job, boys. Good job, I'm proud of you. Okay. Now, another important step in this is the step from yellow to red, which is something I want to do kind of gradually, because it's like, you don't want to... If you tell it to upgrade things, then it kind of stops working, I think, if I recall correctly. But I'm not entirely sure about that one. I know that telling scheduling a remove command stops the belt from working. If I tell you to do that, it stops moving as soon as I try. Oh wait, no, it moved. It moved. Never mind. Upgrade doesn't care. It just keeps on doing it. Okay. There. Mass upgrades it shall be then. Just have to be careful not to hit the blue Well, I can right-click to downgrade the request, but still. I don't want to replace all of these with bulk inserters, stack inserters, because honestly I don't need stack inserters on all this stuff. Plus stack inserters are a lot more power hungry than fast inserters are any day of the week, so it's better not to tap into those unless I can avoid it. But yeah, making the entire thing faster means the entire thing just kicks up again. You know, I think this view kind of perfectly encapsulates the modern Factorio experience. Or well, actually, any Factorio experience after bots were added. The little minions going to and forth, just an army trying to sort the factory out by my will. There's really bots that play such a big part in the game. Though, honestly, I do like the look of belts better. The function of bots is something that's all its own. So yeah, I don't really plan to use bots for logistics purposes that much. Like maybe my personal stockpile or one or two bits and bobs in more remote or difficult to do situations. But where possible, I'd prefer to really use belt construction. Just because it looks nice to me. Of course, I wish they'd get this stuff built because, you know, I need more gears. My belt production's going flat out, but it's not making enough of them. So yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll get that sorted out, but you know, I might as well actually lay this in while I'm here. I don't have the tech for it yet, but that will be needed there when they get around to finishing all that off. I need to actually set quality production on for, well, electric motors and things, but it's like, yeah, I've got a few things to do down here. I think I need more tank cannon shells. I'll make some more tank cannon shells. Let's be honest. Would it be Factorio if the sky wasn't full of bots going around building things? Probably not. Just waiting for this one to actually get everything laid out where I want it. On the plus side, Blue Circuit Assembly is actually being, well, assembled. But we're still waiting for the main bus to go in to fully connect everything together. And, well, redlining the belt production is also playing havoc with our resource supply, as you can see. The train is genuinely struggling. It might be time to actually get its replacement in. I mean, this end is in. I should probably head north and lay in stuff up here, so at least that can start to help. Sounds like a plan, I guess. Also note there is actually a base that's starting to get some pollution cloud with how active everything is at the moment, so I should probably pay a visit to them as well. Better go and see if that tank ammo I set up has actually finished cooking yet, and get some more going. The sooner I get a proper munitions base set up, the better. Because I do need ammo. Oh, that was incredibly silly of me, wasn't it? I just realised. And anyone watching probably realised too. I've been replacing these things here with storage chests. Since most of these are actually inventory limited, it's probably not been that big of a deal, but yeah, you don't want to use the storage chests for the things that are providing things to your network. It's not quite how things work. So yeah, I'm just going to have to go around and change a lot of stuff. And then double check to make sure nothing's gummed up anywhere. Probably not, but things like this make logistics networks fun. Also, I swear, I did not do this in my testing game. It's just something that's happened in this game. I just spotted an army of bots heading north. I didn't realise the network had quite got up there just yet. But yeah, this is what I'm also part of what I meant by the grid is starting to be formed as well. So a lot of the interior of the space of the base, just to spread the coverage, will be set up like this, just like rubber ports spread out with pylons around the place. And this also means that things will also get built out as well, like the more remote rail stations and things. So that's all happening. We haven't quite got what we need for this section here. Oops. Grab that. And again, it's just very basic, just like that. And there we go. And then that will cover that bit of rail there. If it's just construction coverage, every other is enough. It'll provide construction coverage of everything, but it won't provide logistics coverage of everything. For logistics, you need to have that central one, because logistics range is half construction range. But we've got a line going out there, we've got a line trying to go out this way, but I think this one's not quite connected yet, because I couldn't put one in the middle here due to these current smelting stacks. So yeah, I'll have to actually bring that up and connect it up here, I think. Yeah, up this way. To be honest, it's been a massive strain on the system, just getting all of the belts built out. They are doing their thing, slowly but surely. But yeah, the strain just isn't cutting it. So we do kind of need to sort this out. There may be a noticeable jumping. Well, I'd be surprised if there wasn't a change in quality for my audio compared to the rest of the video from this point onwards, because this is a new recording session. I still got very kind of nervous recording late in the day. Yeah, it's a bit of a hang-up I've got going on. I just don't feel comfortable with it anymore. Not since a whole noise complaint thingy about a year or so back. But it's like, you know, ignore that, keep going. I am laying in. This siding here is laid in and connected to the fuel line simply for this purpose. I managed to bodge this together during the whole 8-9 hours stuck off planet thing I mentioned earlier in this episode. I realised that I wanted the siding off the main tracks where I could just tell the bots to put together a train, and then that would be all I would need. So, fuel it, and then set it ready to go. You are all set and dandy. Fuel is fine. You are going to go to... Notice I've changed the station names. This is Iron Ore Mine number 1. Mine to Iron Ore. Yep. Wait condition. Wait for a full cargo. Or an inactivity for 30 seconds. Might not need this, because something else I did in the other game was like I jammed quality modules into my miners. It produced a glut of quality plates and things, because rather than being the smelting, but it also meant that my entire system for the train transport and ore mining had to be operating with a quality system involved. It wasn't exactly ideal, but then again, there's some ores that are used directly in crafting as well, but usually for things that you don't really want to have quality on. As far as I'm aware, I don't know. So, next one, iron ore into factory. Wait until your cargo is empty. There it is. Yeah. And then auto. Kind of sluggish. It is running on solid fuel, so that's like the third tier of fuel we can get into this thing. But we have our first full-length train rolling. And you can see what I mean about like... not quite happy with the blueprints of these, because it went with these double signals every time there's a power pole. But this thing can haul a lot more than that single carriage one can. Even though it's not actually fully set up yet. I will actually reroute these now, which is part of why I built it this way. There we go. Yeah, this thing probably want the belt upgrade, but I'm still missing like over 1,000 red belts. This is part of the reason why I'm getting this set up. But once the chests have loaded, it's already ready to go. It's waiting for the other one to go. So it's counting down 30 seconds of inactivity. Just for the moment. That said, now it's got these going on, so the inactivity is reset. Let's tell it to go ahead and launch, because we've got cargo waiting at the other end as well. And yeah, those mines are starting to mine out a little bit. That's another project I need to get on. I need to get better mining equipment, because even the first tier of higher quality miners, they actually have a 20% reduction in how quickly they deplete ore patches. Straight to the waiting area, straight through because there's nothing here, straight into unloading, and there we go. Again, wants better belts than it's got, but yeah, I have a thing. I have a thing. This train will keep going until it's depleted its cargo, basically. Which is actually almost done, because I restricted the cargo on purpose. Anyway, something else we need to do though is we've got bases up here in the north crowding our actual supplies production. So 167 shells, another 92 flamethrower tanks. Yeah, I think, and I'll grab a bit of solid fuel for good measure. We are good. It's time to go and do the thing. I think next time is actually going to be the episode where primarily we're going to get into space. I mean, there's still a bit of research, but it's like I want to get the supply situation sorted out first. You're good? Yes. And that's the train going on its final run. That'll probably be deconstructed really soon. Anyway, almost to combat. Time to shoot some fools. Have to put the shells into it, wouldn't it? Oops. No, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. We can't shoot belts at things at our targets, sadly. Oh, look how many worms there are. Yeah, I think the biters don't really like me very much, all told. But that's why I bought the cannon. I don't like them very much either. Stuff like that is why I appreciate the flamethrower. Oh. It does save my life quite regularly at this point. Then again, this vehicle is, remember, still running on coal, so it's also as slow as it's going to get. It's not great. Go away, thank you. Let me pick your homes apart in peace. There we go. I'm having to think about exactly how far I want to push this, because I want to expand and get a wall down. I've actually got a wall blueprint. So I can start to shore off my own areas to live in. But this is actually more about... Stop moving, thank you. This is more about actually dealing with biter bases that can be provoked by the pollution cloud. So I'm just clearing out these things around here. There's one that's popped up there. I plan to put a wall in this region, but it's like, do I want to just wall around here, or do I want to actually use these lakes to make a wall down this way? I think I will build a wall over here, actually, because that's like coal, there's iron, there's copper, there's all the multiple oil sources all in this area. So actually getting a wall in this area would be very good, using the local terrain to try and do it. Not the cliffs, though. I don't like cliffs. Cliffs get in the way a lot. But it does mean I have to clear out a bunch more bases than I'm currently tasking myself with. Maybe it'd be best to call this a first wall kind of thing. I'm trying to decide. I mean, I've got just a couple of million coal on tap. I've got... this one is... I think I want to include this one, because I need a better coal source than that. So I think along here is going to be the area I'm going to tap into, which is I need to clear a bunch of stuff to get that coal source secure. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I mean, there's some down here as well, but they are kind of smallish. Then again, coal I don't really need that much of in general. Not once I stop, burning it. Oil is the thing, though. This oil deposit I'm actually tapping into is starting to run down a bit. Yeah. Apart from this one, because I actually forgot to plug a pipe into it. This one is actually special. It's still got a decent amount. Thank you, Iron Train number 1. You have served me well. But sadly, your service is no longer required. Just tear it all down. The engines and things are being dumped into storage, but we don't have any of the trains going in yet, so that means that we're going to be okay in terms of... Yeah. We're going to be okay. The engine will be reused, the carriage will be reused very quickly and easily. But yeah, I just have to tear this entire rail out by the roots now, because it is done. The original rail network is going. And with the connection now going in, we will be relying from now on the new, heavier, full-size train. Oh, apparently we've upgraded to the point where we don't actually have any... Oh, we don't have a power connection. Oops. I broke a power link. Did I? That's unfortunate. Yeah, I did. Oh well. I'll get that sorted out, no problem. You know, this train holds 12,000 ore every time it moves. Gotta love a good train. Yeah, its acceleration isn't exactly the best, but it's only a single engine one. And I do fully plan to have this thing running on rocket fuel as soon as I get that production chain running. So yeah, this will improve. But it's doing bulk moving, and that is what I want for it. Also, the connections are going in, so the iron ore is now flowing. This will allow the entire factory to pick up pace, because it was really being hamstrung by that one. Also, with that now gone, the sign is here. The factory must grow. Haha. Anyway, back to casual murder. Yeah, I think I do kind of need to get some... Well, the sooner I get smelting sorted, the better. I need coal. I need copper. I always said coal. I need copper intake now, really. I'm not too chuffed that this stone deposit is still sitting here at 26,000. I've even put speed drills on this thing to boost it. Just like, get this stuff out of here, please. And it's still going flat out. I've also noticed the slight adjustment in ratios coming from the Space Age DLC. It's like these things were struggling to get a full compressed belt out, so this is not enough. I need bigger smelter stacks than these. So, sadly. Yeah, so there's some work going on. Also, trains getting ready here. I decided, for my own sanity, and because of how the belt system is going together, I'm going to actually build the munitions plant where I'm going to make ammunition and things. A separate spot, and I'll connect to it by trains, like small trains pulling from the main base's storage and bus lines. In this case, we've got one set up for oil, one set up for hydrochloric acid, and one that is going to be set up for explosives, which is this one here. It's just not got the loader set for it yet, but it's going to pull straight out of the main chemical plants. I mean, look how big this section is. It's comparable to the main base, just for the chemical plants and things. Though this oil production down here is actually running down quite a bit. Overextended pipelines, I knew that was going to pop sooner or later. Yeah, so the last thing I want to show you today. Look at that big train just sitting there. The factory must grow, yes. I'm actually set on my plan. I am going to fully expand up here and claim this entire section and all of its lovely, lovely millions of resources for myself. Because I'm going to tap into it sooner or later anyway, and while I've got the power advantage, I might as well do it. But this is what I've got worked out down here, as you can see. It's like, I'm going to connect this to a munitions train, which will feed it with light oil as a fuel source for the flamethrower turrets, which are set in the wall here, and with ammunition for the guns and things. So that'll be supplied by a train delivery. I'll also break the potential supply line for the light oil with some with some pipe pumps, just get that sorted out, you know. I mean, there's the main supply line, then it pump separates it into a local storage tank which feeds a couple of turrets, and then that's well supplied. Also, as you can see, the plan is to have some mines out at the front. I never actually used mines before in this game. I've never even used the flamethrower turrets before, come to that, actually. I'm just wary of the splash, so you can see the target point. I know the flame can damage my own buildings, but beyond that, not really experience. Also, regular gates inside, so I can easily get a train line past here, or a road past here without trouble. I'm going to pave under the wall, by the way, but this wall is going to be full-fledged, fully built. It's going to be just fine, but yeah, excuse me, my throat is not very happy today. It's going to be a thing, but it's going to take me time to get all this built up and get the entire area secured anyway, so I've kind of done what I wanted to with this particular episode, which was I wanted to play forward, I wanted to make marks in progress, and actually stop feeling like, oh, I need to record, I need to do an update for the YouTube side of things, but it takes a long time to do this. Yeah, it's another multi-session recording, this one. As you do. But yeah, integrated lasers. So this wall is actually defended, even though it's not got any kind of munitions ready for the physical or burny side of things. It will accept it. And that's running away all over here. I'm stamped out bite nests on the left side nearby, and I'm going to be stamping out these. If I'm going in for a penny, in for a pound, I will probably push south and get the new line along here-ish. There's this very tasty crude oil deposit just outside it. Probably here then. But as you see, there's some large, very old, very established biter bases that will need to be dealt with to push out this far. And honestly, oil sources, there's multiple oil sources already coming into my newly planned expansion area as well. I mean, there's one over here, because I'm thinking like, well, cut across into here and then down, so that I can get that copper deposit integrated into it as well, and this oil deposit, and there's all these plus deposits down here, so I might as well do that. Yeah. You see, every time I'd set a line, there's more stuff that I kind of want to put into it, you know? Ignore the dings in the paintwork. Nothing happened, I swear. I didn't get the tank down to like 200 hit points and almost lose it. But yeah, these bases aren't exactly a pushover. Not really. Oh, yeah, one last thing as well. To try and help with my energy needs, because with all the construction bots going around, I'm actually going past what my current steam engines can handle. I've got some accumulator banks and solar power sets being laid in now to deal with things. Can I reorder this? I mean, I kind of want the accumulators to be providing power well, you know. I don't want to rely on the steam engine flat out for power supply. But, you know. Don't get me wrong, the steam engine cutting out during the day is great. But the accumulators aren't kicking at night to lessen the load on the coal supply, which is what I kind of want them to do. Right now they're acting as an extra buffer for if at night time my power goes too high. But yeah, anyway. Enough. Stop. All I could really do is like, tell this one, if accumulator charge is low, kick in the steam engine. But then I'd have to wire all this stuff up, and it's just like, you can't connect the steam engine directly, you'll have to connect like the, you can't connect the boilers. The only thing you can do is limit the boiler's access to fuel, or have a pump between the boilers and the engines. Actually, yeah, a pump between the boilers and the steam engines would actually let me throttle that to do what I want, which is like have the accumulators drain before the steam engines kick in. Yeah, that might be a worthwhile thing. It will mean I have to muck around with the pipes a little bit. But anyway, stop there. We have made progress. We have done good things. We have built many things. We have got science and things. We're on the edge of getting into space. I've even unlocked the two new tech types, and there's also uranium on the horizon as well, so that'll let me get nuclear stuff. But yeah, space next time. I really should build the I should build the space starter set and get that technology, and then we can start doing stuff. But yeah, I've got more books to squash, so until then. That's it, the end of the episode. Excuse me, my throat has just gone. Ahem. Ahem. Oh, there we go. That's better. My apologies. Yeah. This has been 9x3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps me, helps the channel. Give me those virtual headbutts I oh so crave. And I'll catch you all some other time. Yeah. By the way, it's not just the amp damage 5 that has a sudden massive boost to the cannon effects. It turns out the bullet shooting speed 5 also kicks in suddenly with a massive 90% boost as soon as you hit level 5 in that. I was only level 2 for shooting speed, but now rather than a minigun, rather than machine gun, I think I've got like a minigun for my normal missions. Take that. Yeah, it's making things a lot easier getting the speed upgrades as well. And don't park in this spider goo. That is always a very bad place to park. There we go. Yeah. See you all later.